Hello and welcome to episode 23 of Series 1 of Master League Story Mode. It's Friday, we're back as always, especially as always, as I'm sure all of you 74 now subscribers will know, we're here every Friday. And if you've watched a few episodes and you're a little bit on the fence about subscribing, then please do. I'm not begging you for any other reason than I really want to get to 100 subscribers so I can change the really annoying random combination of numbers and letters that is dirtying up the URL to this channel. It's annoying me. It's just a little thing, little tick. It's been pissing me off really. So if we can get to 100, I'll be really pleased. But anyway, little injury situation update there for Oulare. He's expected back in April, which is next month. That's great news. We're still top of the league by 11 points. But before we get into this game, last episode, we did win the first game convincingly, but things are feeling a little bit stale. So I'm gonna mix up the formation a bit. We're gonna go back to the 4-3-3 or the 4-2-1-3 that we started the season with, pushing Bakkali and G back out into their favoured positions on the wings. They've been ineffective, I think is the best way to describe them, since moving them into those positions. And we're gonna take Jordan Veretout back a bit and put him alongside Zakaria Bakkali. That is a strong centre midfield partnership. We've got the power and the pace and the good passing of Zakaria Bakkali, and we've got the creativity and the guile of Jordan Veretout. And then we're going to drop Victor Fisher, who's been a great signing. He's just signed for Middlesbrough, I believe, in real life. So that makes this signing seem even more realistic. But we're going to drop him back into midfield, which doesn't hit his stats too badly. He's still 75, so I'm pretty pleased with that. And keep everything else the same. We're still going with a full court press, geezer pressing style. Close them down and then hit them hard on the break. But now we can really take advantage of the pace of Bakkali and Ng on the right. Now, Ng, as I mentioned in the last episode, is on loan. Thomas Crosby, one of my favourite commenters, he pointed out, and rightly so, has he deserved a full signing, if we were in a position to sign him. And that's a good point. He is not really progressing as I would have liked. If we compare him and Bakkali, I know Bakkali started on a higher overall rating, but Bakkali really steaming ahead of him here in terms of just overall play and development. So we'll see how he does back in his favoured position. I think having these two, Bakkali and Ng, push back too far hasn't helped them really. And the 4-4-2 was more effective, I think, when we had Oulare and Rhodes up front, because you had the big man, little man, and Oulare able to hold it up well. So we'll revert back to what we started so successfully with at the beginning of the season, which is the 4-2-1-3. So with that out of the way, let's get back into the next game. Team spirit's gone up to 97 there. It's gone up by 4. So that might be a... Let's have a look at that. Who's that then? I don't know why that is. I think that's probably a round pegs in round holes situation. So some of the players maybe were playing slightly out of position. I think that was probably Bakkali. He definitely is better as an attacking winger or a striker. Let's get into the next game. So we're up against MK Dons. We're at home. Everyone's looking pretty decent in terms of form. Tommy Spur on a blue. Tempted to bring in Olsen, but we'll keep him in. Quick look at MK Dons. They got Maynard up front, 73 overall. He looks like he could be pretty tasty. Other than that, not a huge amount to worry about. They've got 59 overall rated left back Ben Tilney playing, so he might be one to try and exploit with the pace of Ng over the top. We've got Tyder and Veretout now sitting in the sort of quarterback roles. They're going to try and spray some passes out. And Fisher is pretty handy with a pass himself as well. So I'm pretty excited about this formation. Let's get into the game. So we're back at Ewood Park. A Saturday night game against MK Dons. Top of the league by 11 points. Everything going swimmingly. The team spirit is high. These players have now started to build a relationship. We've had a lot of changes this season. We've got to remember, almost our entire attacking line, other than Jordan Rhodes, has changed this year. In fact, it has. Totally new team. The back line has stayed consistent, and I think that's helped. But other than that, Tim Sherwood has built this team really, really nicely. So here we are. New formation. Should give us a little bit of spunk in this game. We're starting to look a little bit flat. Here's Tommy Spur now into Fisher, who's dropped a little bit deeper in this role into attacking midfield. Here he is, a probing run. Looking for the run of Rhodes. The ball off target. He's won it back. Oh, and that's a strong tackle from Forster Casey. Tyler won it back there, but his pass was off target. Oh, Tyler, really strong play there. Sees the run of Bakkali. Zakaria Bakkali, and he's off the mark. And that's where we want to see him, and that's what we have missed in the last few games. So those runs in from the left wing just gives us so many more options for those long balls that really fit into our style. Thank you, Thomas Crosby. You have to be thanked. Well, no, it wasn't Thomas, sorry. Thank you, Karkaroff, other excellent commenter, who suggested this formation change. And it's paid off already. That's where we need Bakkali to be. Tyler doing his job really well. And there's Bakkali making that signature run on the left. Considered a touch. Then slots it past the keeper, who was slow to react. Bakkali off the mark. Good ball from Safir Tyler. Okay, Dons with their first spell of possession here. Ball out to Tilney. He was the one we looked to maybe put a bit of pressure on in this game. Very low rated player overall. Oh, Tyler couldn't stay on it to winning it back. Hanley comes out and takes the ball off Maynard with ease. Sees Fisher in a bit of space. He's continued his run. Looks out to NG. He's got Bakkali in the centre. Bakkali can't get on it. Yes, he can. Second time of asking. It's winger into winger. NG slotting it into Bakkali, who is profiting almost instantly from the change of formation. We weren't getting the most out of Mighty Mouse, and this really shows why. Fisher had loads of time, but he had those options out wide, which is what we've got now. And it's a low ball in towards Bakkali. The MK Dons defender didn't quite do enough to get that out of the way. And Bakkali, full of confidence, able to sneak in. Grab the ball off him. Spence made to look like a fool. Mighty Mouse gets his second. Good header from Spur into Veretout with the first time ball into the path of Bakkali. His touch let him down a little there. He's full of confidence at the moment on a hat-trick. Oh, but he loses out to Hodgson. Spur in really nicely. Couldn't quite keep it in though. Throw into MK Dons. Veretout nicks it away really well. Into Bakkali. Steams inside. He's got Veretout outside him. Oh, he couldn't get the pass away. Fisher wins it back really nicely there. Ah, Rhodes, the ball there needs to be to Fisher. Slight misjudgment there. Spur up against Hodgson, does enough. Fisher dropping back really deep. Spreads it out confidently to Henley. It's just about cut out by Hall. He can't get there, and it's a throw into Blackburn. It's Tyler with a bit of time on the ball here. Looking for options. But we know he's got that turn of pace and the strength to get ahead of anyone. Great ball into Henley, who takes it really well. It's into Rhodes. Can he get his head on it? He can. It sneaks in. Great goal from Jordan Rhodes. He's been quiet. Lovely bit of interplay there from Tyler, who created the move. Some strong running from midfield. Ships it out to Henley, who made a great overlapping run. And then Jordan Rhodes, who's not had a touch all game. But you're given those sort of opportunities. MK Dons crushed here. Benevente's really considering whether life is worth living anymore. But Blackburn fans know that life is for the living. And here we go, 3-0. Great play from Tyler. Shrugs his man off, and that's a really nicely weighted ball into Henley. He's only got one option in the middle here, with Fisher well away from the ball, having launched the attack from the back. But the header from Rhodes, the consistency that the Scotsman, the flying Scotsman, shows in those sort of areas is insane. And that's why he's well top of the list in terms of goals this season. Great goal, not showing anything. At 3-0 at half-time has been comfortable. It could have been more. So MK Dons, a little bit more possession, but no shots on target. That is really poor. Okay, let's get into the second half. Let's see if we can continue this dominance in the second half. 3-0 up already. Tyler's had a great game. Bakkali has been on form. NG, not so much. Veretout, fairly anonymous. Fisher, not a great game either. He loses out there. I think Fisher might struggle to adapt to this attacking midfield role, but I think he could be okay. Veretout had spotted the run of NG as he managed to stay on side. He hasn't. No. Good refereeing there. Let him run 50 metres, then make the decision. MK Dons with a spell of possession here. Fisher dropping really deep again. Just about managing to get it out to Veretout, but he's dispossessed. The ball into Maynard, but Hanley has not had a lot to do in this game. In really well. Henley, bit of speed to get away from Hall. He cuts inside, the ball into Rhodes. Sees the run of Bakkali outside him. No one in the middle here. He cuts back inside. Zakaria Bakkali, the shot. That's cannoned off Jordan Rhodes. Out for a goal kick. That's good stuff there from Blackburn. Really calm defensive play. Tyder with the great ball over the top into the path of NG. Can he get ahead of his man? He can't. But he does on the second time of asking into Jordan Rhodes. What a finish from the Flying Scotsman. That was beautiful. Again in that play, just showing what having the wingers offers this team. Tyder able to pick his head up from well inside his half. Put that ball over the top. With a better touch, and G could have been away there, but still he managed to get it. And then it was a case of a simple chip into Rhodes. No one expected it to hit him from there. It looked like he'd slipped over. But somehow he smuggled that past the keeper. And that's the second goal from Rhodes. Not a bad ball in from NG. He had no right to be scoring in that manner from that distance, but he did. When the game all but won, it's now to give some players a little bit of a rest. Fisher, playing an attacking midfield in this formation, is always going to struggle for stamina. It's a really hard-working position. We saw the same with Veretout at the beginning of the season in this formation. The attacking midfielder puts in the miles. So he's always going to have to go off. But Koiter has been an able replacement in that position so far this season. It's well cut out by Duffy. We've barely even seen him in this game. He's had so little to do. Reece Oxford, the substitute, just about wins it back there. Here is Oxford. Oh, he's lost it to Maynard. We don't want to give up a goal here. It would be unfortunate, but Duffy did really well. Really great play from the centre-back, who we've barely seen in this game. Oh, it's a bit dangerous. Goes low. Steps away from Forster Kasky with ease. Now he's got options as well. He's got Koiter making the run inside. He's got NG to his left. Into Rhodes. Oh, he couldn't quite sneak it out to Koiter again. Blackburn having an absolute jolly here, and it's 4-0. What a win. And what a change of formation. Thank you, Karkaroff. Excellent advice. And it's paid off massively there. Bakkali right back into this. Hopefully with a few more goals and good performances, let's remember the 19-year-old Zakaria Bakkali can see an improved period of performance and start to get that flashing upward arrow. Start really building up those stats. But yeah, so we didn't need the possession. 7 shots on target, 4 goals. Good conversion rate. Nothing more to see here, really. Pretty pleased with that. Rhodes gets man of the match with 2 goals. Bakkali was 7 as well. Tyder had a great game in the midfield, as did Veretout. He came into his own at the end. Hanley and Duffy. Hanley got a 5, but he barely had anything to do. It was a really solid game there for Blackburn. Matchday 34. Wow, we're really pulling away there. Really pulling away. Okay, we've got a game against Leeds. We're away at Leeds for the next game. Ah, that's a shame. Lucas Piazon, Reading's Lucas Piazon, has taken over Jordan Veretout, the second player in the goal rankings. We need to get that back. That'll be good. Let's crack on. Few tired legs there, but we managed to... we didn't do too badly in terms of fatigue management. I think we can give Henley a rest. Happy to bring in an Oxford on a red. Give Grant Hanley a rest as well. That's not paid off necessarily the few times we've done that. Fisher on a blue, that's a shame. Oulare out for another 8 weeks. We could have swapped him in there. But we'll play Fisher. We need to get him back in the goals. Quick look at Leeds. Yeah, nothing to really trouble us there. They've got a strong back line. Sol Bamba and Belushi. Okay, here we go. Let's see how this formation does against a potentially tricky Leeds side. And we're playing away from home. In the last match, that could have been really a faux ami. Who knows really whether the formation was the deal breaker there or just a very poor MK Don side playing at Ewood Park, the fortress. But as we've said, this team is playing really well together now. Tyder looked immense in that game, as did Bakkali, finding a bit of form. So let's get into it. Victor Fisher on a blue today. We can really do with getting him a goal. He started so strongly. The attacking midfielder position, maybe not his best place to be, but he's a good passer. His overall racing hasn't struggled too much after the move, so I think we'll keep him there. Leeds with a good spell of early possession. Uri find himself in a lot of space. Oxford's had to come out from centre-back to deal with him. Back out to Uri. He's a very highly rated player, actually, but Oxford in really strongly there. And Uri out of position, so Bakkali can stream forward here. He's got Fisher inside him. It's a good ball into Victor Fisher. Doesn't take it particularly well, but he's had the shot. Oh, palmed away by Leeds keeper. Uri puts it in high towards Ashley. Gets ahead of Duffy there. It's a good dive up. Ashley's found himself in space here and he beats Steele. That's 1-0 to Leeds. What a start there. That was a good ball in, actually. Ashley beating Duffy in the air. And he continued his run. Duffy looked to have the better of him there, but he climbed all over the top of him. And with Duffy out of position. Anything there? Ah, that's poor. That's poor. Would have liked Lowe to come in from the right and deal with that, with Duffy out of position, but he didn't. It left him in a lot of space to finish pretty easily. And that's 1-0. I'm really trying to break this record of one good game, one bad game in an episode. So hopefully we can come back from this. Lowe wins it back. That's nice. Into Ng. First time ball into Rhodes. Can answer back here pretty quickly. Jordan Rhodes. Oh, Bakkali. Couldn't get the rebound. Rhodes, that was a poor finish, really. Found himself in a lot of space. Leeds now keeping possession really well. Going to frustrate us here, I'm sure of it. Veretout, can he nick that back? That was a foul. They've said play on. And so Veretout finds Rhodes through. Oh, Silvestri came off his line really well there. Cat-like reflexes from the Leeds keeper. And that was necessary. The ball through from Rhodes into Veretout was Veretout into Rhodes even was a good one. Here's Veretout into Fisher. Great pass from Fisher. Receives it back from Rhodes. Oh, he can't get ahead of the defender. Good ball from Uri. Can Oxford deal with this ahead of Wood? He can't. The ball inside is only as far as Fisher, who's on his bike. Through the middle. That's good, powerful running there from Victor Fisher. Oh, can he find Bakkali? He can. Uri couldn't quite get his fingers to that. Oh. Rhodes nearly cuts that out. What's that? That's never a foul, referee. Oh, actually that was studs up. That's a little bit dangerous there from Jordan Rhodes. Oh, Bakkali, great play. Can Rhodes get onto it? He can't. Tider, a little bit too enthusiastic there. That's a yellow card. I think that's a really poor yellow card. There's no malice in that. That was just a blocking slide, ref. Come off it. Blackburn frustrated here. Going early goal down and Leeds happy now to just keep possession. Oxford loses out in the air. That's not his best position. It's good play from Tider. Back into Fisher. Ah, oh, Rhodes just halted his run. And then the ball out was just the wrong ball there. Rhodes in late. Frustration here for Blackburn. They're not used to being a goal behind. And that's a straight red for Jordan Rhodes. What? What? No way. Let's have another look at that. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Well, was that a straight red or was that a second yellow? I'm not sure. That is unfortunate. What do we do now in terms of tactics? I'm tempted to leave it as it is. I think we'll probably be alright. In G, can he find Tider? Lot to do here for Blackburn. A goal now would not help this at all, but Oxford in really well. And then he's got the speed to streak away. That's great play from Oxford. What a run here from the centre-back. Ah, the pass just lets him down. Oxford's continued his run. Left foot finish from Oxford. Oh, what a response that would have been from Reece Oxford. A goal now would be really useful. It's a great ball from Tyder. It's a good ball in from Fisher into the path of Bakkali. He can't get there. So we've got a mountain to climb here in this second half. We're a goal down and a man down. But I reckon we can get there. Tyder takes it upon himself, but even he can't dribble through the whole Leeds team. Oh, Veretout couldn't get there. Like he had that as well. Ah, falls out to Buckley. Spur unfortunate to lose out there. G surely got Bamba for pace. It's one-on-one with the keeper. Oh, his touch let him down there. We needed that. Fisher does really well. Sees the ball of Bakkali over the top. Bakkali takes it down. Bakkali's put it wide. You've got to be kidding me, Zakaria. Come on, Zach. Come on, Blackburn. We're still in this. Ball over was really nicely weighted. Bakkali took it down. Onto his favoured right foot. And the curl goes wide of the post. Great play from Bakkali. Wins it back. Oh, the ball in. Not right, though. Oh, Fisher wins it back. Fisher takes it round him. And it's 1-1. Blackburn were knocking on the door there. Absolutely. And Victor Fisher gets the goal that he's needed for his confidence. And Blackburn get the goal they needed to be back into this game. And although they're a man down, they're level now. And they've got the momentum. Everyone knows that a 10-man team is actually difficult to play against. And Blackburn have proven that. That's a good finish from Fisher. Calm play to take around the keeper. Good dribbling from Ng. Slots him through with a simple ball. As soon as the keeper came out, you knew that Fisher had the upper hand. So I should really take off Fisher and Tyder here. They're both tired. But we're going to have to work ourselves to the bone to win this game. And we need the quality on the pitch. If that means we lose them in the next game, then fine. So be it. But we don't have any options on the bench to win this. What we need to do now is not give away another goal. Oof, nearly messed that up. Veretout into Fisher, lays it out to Spur. It's for the chip over to Fisher, doesn't find anyone. Carly in a bit of space here. Oh, tries too much. It's fallen out to Fisher. Victor Fisher hits it straight at Silvestri. Looks like we're going to have another draw here, but actually in the circumstances, not too bothered about that. A big header here needed from Spur. Doesn't get to it. It's fallen as far as Duffy, and that's 1-1 again. Well, considering we had a man sent off and we went behind a goal early on, I'll take that. I'd rather not be drawing games, and we really need to get out of this win one, draw one routine that we're getting into. We had a lot of shots. Again, this second game away from home, the keeper just seems to be incredibly hard to beat. But that's what's happened, and fair enough. We got back into it, and we could have won it, really. Actually, Bakkali missed a sitter. And G missed... Oh, his first touch let him down, but anyway, I'm past it already. Player rating, Fisher gets man of the match. That's good for his confidence. We didn't make any subs in that game, and we've got a week until the next one, but we're going to have some tired legs. Oxford had a good game, actually. He showed that he's definitely an offensive fullback. He's got a bit of the David Luiz to him. Some strange decisions so far this season, but give him a chance to run forward, and he will stretch the opposition. So we're still 13 points clear. Pretty decent. We can't be too far off winning this now, seeing as we are 16 points clear of third place Cardiff. So we may be seeing that little animation at the end of the game where we are promoted. That can't be far off. So a week's rest here, which we will need because some of those players, the 10-man team with no subs, would run down to the bone. But we needed some of the good ones, and Jordan Rhodes suspended. So our two main strikers in Rhodes and Oulare both out for the next game. And maybe the game after. Yeah, 3-match suspension. It was a straight red for Jordan Rhodes. I thought it was a second yellow. But it was a straight red. That's crazy. So we've got Oulare and Rhodes both out for the next 3 games. So it falls to Fisher and probably Koiter we're going to have to bring in. But hey, we're still doing well. So, another mixed bag. We just need the 2 wins in an episode. I can't believe we haven't had one in so long. But the new formation appears to be working pretty well. The last game was a bit of a blip. Can't really legislate for that sort of capitulation, as Tim would say. But we clawed it back. So, I'll see you on Monday for the next episode. And could we be having a promotion party? Someone better at maths than me might be able to tell me. But if we won the next 2 games and Cardiff didn't, then we'd be somewhere like 19 points ahead with some games left. Anyway, who cares? I will see you in a bit.